Alright, everyone, I am here. Jump scare, hello. How are we all doing, chat? Sorry, I'm literally just reading through the chat. Um... How is the chat this active? This is rare. Right, I need to mess with some settings quickly, I think, and then we should be okay. Okay, I think we're good to start. So I'm looking through the chat. There's a lot going on here. Hey, good job on the graduation, Angry. Right, let's actually get started because I don't wanna get too distracted with this because I'm gonna leave this as like a public video as well on the channel, so I kind of want it to be at least have some level of structure, right? Chat, how do you feel about the Fall Guys ripoff getting delayed? They are killing that game. It's not even out yet and they've killed it. It's ridiculous. How do you even manage that? Right. We'll go to scene 1. Where is it? Where is it? There. Get out of here. So I'm gonna try and go through, don't know what I clicked. I think I clicked that, yeah. I'm gonna try and go through things as easily as I can. Let's go back to the start, because everything's like cropped down from when I've like re-rendered stuff. Oh yeah, no, we are not getting that movie Shadow. We are not getting that. They'll be like, guys, it's happening again, and then they'll just delay the game again. It's not coming out. So I've got some specific things that I want to go through that people asked for on the community post that I did a few weeks ago. So I'm going to try and go through as many things that were requested as I can. I was also just kind of going through most of the whole thing. Please show us the project file for the Anti-Made for Kids intro. Oh, that's in the Shadow project. So I can show that later. In fact, you know what? I could just open that in another blend. I could go through that now quickly because it's literally nothing. I'll try not to spoil too much of the shadow animation though. Although granted, it's probably going to end up getting spoiled from the file name. I've got so many files to go through. My files are in a mess because it's like, because I've still got all of my old like uni stuff here that I probably don't need anymore now that I'm done for this year. I've lost everything. Right, it's in here. Bear with me, chat. Right. I'm not entirely sure how Streamlabs is going to handle having two blend files open. Right, yeah, it doesn't like that. I'll open it through here instead. And then we'll go back. There we go. So I did it in here just because I needed to put it together quickly and I already had the shadow model in here. So it's literally... Right. I forgot what this cylinder was for. I'll just hide it. So, yeah. This is literally all it is. I'll turn my motion blur off, that's going to cause bugs. But, yeah, this is literally all it is. It's just a circle of the email they sent me. And shadow with a Fortnite gun. To Fortnite gun? Yeah, it's the fucking... What is it? It's the Chapter 2 pistol, I think. I just found like a Google Drive with Fortnite guns, so yeah, I just had it. And yeah, this was originally... I don't know if the texture's still here. Oh, I don't think it is. Maybe it is? I don't know. Originally, this was like the YouTube face thing that they used to have like plastered everywhere. But I thought they wouldn't like me shooting their logo, so I changed it. If I thought it was a Nerf gun model painted black. To be fair, you can't really see it too much. Because it's at an angle, you can't really see it. But yeah, it is a Fortnite gun. And yeah, it's just, he shoots it, a white plane covers the camera, and there's particles. And there is him saying the full word. Because obviously I cropped it off. Just to get around like the swearing in the first 20 seconds. He's put my volume down and listen to swears in secret. Sorry. I try not to swear too much, don't worry. If it comes out, it comes out, but I do try. But Shadow doesn't say here because I've turned the sound off on Blender. But yeah, he does say the full word. And yeah, it's just particles. That's literally it. There's nothing too crazy about this. Yeah, no, damn doesn't count. Although I think it's up to interpretation, really, what counts. Right, let's go back to the main event. Where is it? I'll go on my backup version, just to make sure. If I have to change anything, it's fine. Swear words existing in the first place are very silly. It's weird. It's weird how like some are worse than others. It's a very strange thing. I don't know. You not swearing often is like a gift for you all in England, at least. I hope so when you're out and about and witness casual road raging. I try not to because I don't want to be grouped in with the... You know how there's like people that just swear all the time? And it's like really I don't even know. Like, there's a certain way to use them, and there's people that just say them all the time, and it's really annoying. So I try not to. So anyway, let's get to this. So we'll start with scene 1. YouTube kids should know this video is not made for kids. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Sonic spitting up blood is perfectly fine to put next to Coco Melon, so it is what it is. I don't know. There's no saving it. So this is basically just simple stuff. The chili dog is from Sonic Unleashed, I think. Imagine James swear while he's explaining why he doesn't swear. Nuh-uh. So I started this back in like when even was it I started? Like February, I think. It was probably early February. Something you've probably already noticed is the lack of volume in some of these trees, which I know some of you probably were there for when I last streamed while doing this. Next thing you know, this live stream's probably going to get put on YouTube, kids. No, I already swore once, it's fine. They can't do anything about it. I just noticed that my avatar's not here. Wait, where is he? I completely forgot. Wait. This is big. Where is he? Come back to us. I just didn't even notice. He'll be here. There we go. We saved it. Pretend that didn't happen. He was here the whole time. James Avatar went on vacation. No. He can't afford vacation. The government took all my money. He can't afford it. So, yeah, where was I? So yeah, the trees a lot of the time are 2D in this animation. It's literally just for the sake of memory, and you can't really tell sometimes. I mean, a lot of the time they're not even there, and then they're out of focus there, so it's fine. If I put it in rendered, will it actually work, or will it die? Okay, it took a minute. Last time you streamed was before the Minecraft movie was in cinemas. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even pay to watch that, I pirated it. It's so bad. Actual slot movie, it's so bad. It exists to sell toys, and that's all it is. Oh yeah, the shockwave for metal coming down is literally a couple... I think it's... Was it cylinders I used? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was just like a squished cylinder. But yeah, it's just a squished cylinder with a texture on it. Oh, did you watch the version with unfinished CGI? Yeah. Me and my girlfriend watched this, so it's like, even with like the bad CGI aside, like it was just very questionable anyway. Like I'm not grading it on the bad CGI because obviously that's not what you're meant to see. Like I just didn't. I've got many problems with it. I'll probably talk about it later. But right, is everything just hiding? If I put the wall, okay, there we go. We'll just have to cope with this because I'm not killing my GPU today. But it's literally just this, and then the streak is just a cylinder as well. This is all stretched, but you can't see that anyway. I think the texture itself is... Yeah, it's fine anyway on its own. Down here, all of the trees... flat. It was supposed to... If I put the world on here... So it was supposed to be, like, mimicking this tree. Which... It's tracked to the camera. But you never see this tree, so it's fine. But I was thinking, if this is tracked to the camera, all of these other ones would track to the camera as well, but it doesn't work like that. And I couldn't find any other way to do it, but this wasn't hurting anything, so I just left it as is. What's next? I think Sonic does a lot of weird moving about between shots. Oh yeah, this movement here was really awkward to do. There was a lot of clipping in like the first pass, and I think there probably still is. You just can't see it. Yeah, his foot still clips, but I think it gets hidden in the motion blur in the final edit, so it's fine. And the cheerleader clips through his foot as well, or not through his leg rather. And there's the guy. There he is. As people probably noticed, like this is the same fire I've been reusing for ages. Except through this whole thing, I forgot to animate the displacement, but it looks fine otherwise. You can't really tell, but with the displacement out here, because what I normally do is like animate this as well. I found a better way of doing it now, so I can carry on doing it. I'm doing it for the Robotnik animation that I'm working on. Where you can parent an empty to one of these values and then just rotate it in a circle and it just works. His eyes don't move properly in this view, so I'll put it back. I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff about this first bit that I don't really like. I'll probably go through that like later. But why is that all like fogged? I don't know why that's all fogged. I think it's just the depth of field. I'll move these forward. His finger, Sonic's finger does a weird thing here actually. Wait, where is it? I completely forgot about this, but yeah, his fist kind of like uncurls while he's pointing. Yeah, it's not too obvious, but it's there. To be fair, there's not a whole lot else to talk about here. Again, the speed lines are a cylinder. And yeah, it's just like this. I think honestly this is just copy and pasted from the last one, the last part. Alright, see you, Millie. Where does this stream tie into the leaked movie 4 trailer? Don't start. Slop TV would never. Look at this. Look. Slop TV could never do this, because this requires effort. Guys. I didn't type words into a GPT. Do you know why? Because I actually give a shit. That is the second swear. Crazy. Sorry, that stuff's actually still got me annoyed because they just won't respond to me. It's ridiculous. Point me the hand right now and tell me your fingers aren't uncurling. No, they're not. One of my fingers doesn't even want to do it because I've burnt it. Need to give GPT a prompt to create speed lines, height moments, and aura. No, because you see, they require me to do something first so they can crop it. They can't do anything without me, it's genius. Well, as a matter of fact, anyone else that's made like a movie animation. Some people probably noticed this actually. Some people probably noticed this. The chili dog gets launched. I mean, it just teleports, but it's like in a spot where you can see it. I think you can only see it for like a couple frames. Yeah, you can only see it for a few frames, but it does get launched. And yeah, the crater here is only half for this shot. It's because I set the array up badly, so it does this if you spin it. Don't understand why YouTube set your video made for kids, because the video contains blood and violence, probably because it's movie. Yeah, it's definitely because it's movie Sonic, 100%. Whoever reviews it, they probably didn't even see like the blood splatter. Honestly, they probably just didn't even see it. I doubt they like they probably don't get paid enough to be watching through like people's videos, even if a human actually does, which I severely doubt. Yeah, this, and then yeah, the rest of the crater will, the other third of it fills in because you don't see this bit. And Sonic just kind of clips through the floor. This shot was going to be different. I wanted to have it like track away with him, so I want him to run a bit further back into like the trees, which is why I like filled it all in here, but no. Videos get posted daily on YouTube. Hell no. Yeah, this is what I say. Like, I don't care that a human doesn't review it. It's the fact that they pretend that a human does review it that annoys me. It's the lying that bothers me. I don't care for them not, because I don't expect them to. But again, it's because they lie and they're like, oh, a human has looked at this when they just haven't. It's a robot. Oh, is there anything with Neo that's interesting? I don't know. There's some clipping, I guess, but you don't see it. I did this walk in like a separate project file. There's some light clipping with his feet, but the walk would look weird if I like moved it out. Like if I moved it out, yeah, it doesn't really, it doesn't work properly. It just looks a bit awkward. I'll be honest, the posing here I'm not super proud of, and I kind of wish I could go back and change it. But it looks, I think with, like, this looks awkward in this viewport, but with the motion blur, I think it looks fine. Alright, that's where this scene ends. I've actually got a lot to go through, because I've got, what, 20 different scenes? But then I heard they train actual monkeys for this. No way. How would you even do that? Is there anything else I want to talk about before we move on to the next scene? I don't think so. This random light source here is for the... It's for the shockwave when metal comes in. Just so there's some light reflecting onto Sonic from it. But also, like, in general, I kind of wish... Because I don't... Obviously, there's less trees in this than there is in, like, the actual render for the sake of, like, saving memory. But I kind of wish I, like, filled this in with some clouds or something. I just kind of didn't. But looking back, like, it looks a bit flat and... Or even just, like, a fog pass would have looked alright. But, yeah, that's just my bad. So we'll move on to the next bit. Where is it? Here. So I've kind of set this up in a different way. So this is like, there's remaining bits from like the previous scene on this timeline, but it's just not in use. I've just kind of carried it on in a different setting. How did I make the voice for Sonic and Metal? It's literally just random clips. Metal's voice is clips from Heroes, and Sonic's clips is just clips from Ben Schwartz from various things, mostly Sonic movie. When I had to re-edit him and when I had to re-edit it and add in a swear, I yoinked it from, I don't even know what it was from. Someone else had a clip of Ben swearing. So I just removed the audio in the background and used it. I forgot. I don't know what it's from. It's just I yoinked it from someone else. But I know it's from like an actual thing, but I don't know what. I don't watch enough things with like Benin to be able to like yoink more lines. I don't know. I spent ages digging through like um lines from Shapesmith from Invincible to see what I could get, but it just doesn't work. I also don't think he sworn, so I couldn't even use it for my illicit purposes. Right. This Miles Electric model is completely custom. Originally, it was going to be really boring, and Sonic was going to have a piece of paper, so his head gets squished. That's like, I didn't even notice that it like spiked up like that. I don't know what, I don't know what this is. Wait, since when did it do that? Okay. Uh, so yeah, this Miles Electric model is completely custom. Disregard how it looks in the viewport. There we go. But I worked on this like maybe like a week or two before. It was probably like 2 weeks before the video came out. I switched it out at the last second because I wanted to do this for a while, but I just didn't really know how to model it. But I saw someone else had like a model online, and I just kind of used that as a starting point. I didn't like nick the model; like this whole thing's completely custom. But I just kind of used the design of that from. I think it was like I think it's like a mix between how it is in the movie and in Speed Battle. I think if it isn't Speed Battle or something else anyway. But I'm quite happy with it. It's probably I don't know. I'd probably do a little bit more detail. I think the shader could be a little bit nicer. But I did use like some ambient occlusion just to get like the blackness in the holes on it. And the video that plays I literally just put together in Animate in like 2 seconds. Okay, I'll turn the motion blur off here as well. Right, I'll go back into unshaded. Right, is there anything else to talk about? Right, the Miles Electric doesn't even really get put away, it just goes behind them and despawns. I feel like this whole bit could probably been smoothed out a little bit. I don't really like how this bit looks like. What was the wind for? Oh, I know what the wind's for. The wind's for the blood. Yeah, I feel like some of the animation here is a little bit poor. It's probably not too bad. I think I'm probably just being overly critical of myself. I did make a slight edit to the ball, and that is by adding a bone, so I can squash and stretch it. Because I've got it set to... So the model itself is set to automatically spin on its own. But I couldn't like squash and stretch it like how I wanted to, so I added a bone and just parented it to it, and now I can do that. That's literally all that is. I probably could have like parented an empty to it, honestly. I'd probably do the same thing. Also, the ground, if you couldn't tell, is just a cylinder. Just a big grassy cylinder with trees either side. The trees are on separate versions of this cylinder, and they're just parented to it, so they just spin with it. Neo's eyes shrink there. Yeah. I think his eyes stay shrunk for longer than they really should. I think I just forgot. Yeah, they're still shrunk there, but you can't really tell. It's just, again, it's minor things, isn't it? It's minor things. Also, with, like, the trees, like... I feel like with the motion blur in the final edit, you can't really tell that they're flat, but they are. I feel like the motion blur hides a lot. I'm kind of using that as a crutch at the minute for, at least with the trees. For when Sonic gets smashed into the ground, the dirt is literally just particles. Will Metal Sonic return? Yes. He will. I'm looking at upgrading the models as well. I'm looking at maybe buying some of the models that people have made that you can find online that are really like movie quality. So I'll see about that. But he will come back. I've got everything like written down. Like I know what I'm doing next, so it's fine. Oh yeah. Yeah, this happens. Neo's arm completely dislocates. But it's literally, I don't think you can really tell. The only giveaway is that the elbow is huge, or like the pad. That's like the only giveaway that I've done this. But otherwise you can't really tell. I feel like the average person wouldn't notice that. Also, something small that I changed actually before I get to like the blood. In the trailer, I forgot if that's still up. I think it is. In the trailer, you can see like with the old version, Sonic's ears stay down while he gets kicked. But then I noticed that after rendering that whole bit, so I completely just changed it because I needed to re-render anyway to do the blood, so it's fine. The blood itself is a load of icospheres. Oh, not icospheres. What is it? What's it called? Metaball. So basically, the whole thing with the metaball is it connects with like other metaballs around it. So if I take one, just for the example, if I take this one, duplicate it, and then move this, so they connect to each other. So it's good for like faking liquids. Because obviously I'm not going to do a liquid simulation. That'll take too long. But yeah, I found out the particles do interact with each other like that. So yeah. The blood itself, I yoinked the shader from a tutorial. I didn't yoink it, I remade it. But I feel like in the animation it's a little bit hard to see because it's just not there for too long. But it is very blatant and red, so how YouTube said, yes, this is for babies, I have no clue. So we'll move on. Actually, this whole bit, or this pose, is a reference to Death Battle. I feel like some people clocked that really early, but yes, that is what it is. I don't want to I want to. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's what the wind there. So yeah, it animates with the blood. So when I want it to shoot back, when the time speeds up, it just cranks and yeah, it gets launched. And yeah, this bit is literally just a big rock appearing over the horizon. Again, I feel like some kind of fog pass would have made this look a bit nicer. I kind of wish I did that. I've been experimenting with different render passes for like my uni work, so I'm definitely applying that in like my next thing. Especially because I feel like for something more cinematic like this, it's kind of warranted. Oh, okay, all of the trees are just disconnected. Can I add this to this shader back? Every time I open this file, I have to add this shader back. Where is it? There. This one? No? Come on. One of these has to do it, surely. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it, like, forgets where the thing is, the shader. Right, this scene starts here. So we'll go here. Welcome, Ember and Stickman. It came from Discord notification. People see it, yes! I feel like the Discord notifications don't... I don't know. I don't know how much they actually influence people coming over. I know it gets, like, the majority of, like, the people you'd suspect, but... Because there's hundreds of people in that server that just aren't active. I might have to do another purge. So yeah, all the trees here are flat. Every single tree. There is not a single physical tree here. Even the ones in the background, as broken as they are also not real. And the trees... okay, you can't see it yet. They rotate. Every shot they rotate. Which is something I didn't think about, is how Blender does motion blur. And, yeah, when you snap stuff like this, it tries to interpolate for some reason. I don't know why. What video are you working on? We're not working on anything here. We're just going through the, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. But yeah, I had to, like, cut out. There's, like, 2 frames. It's, like, this frame and this frame are cropped from the final edit because of this, like, weird motion blur. It's really annoying. I think I did this on stream, actually. Yeah, Sonic doesn't properly get up. He just kind of spins and his legs just move. It's convincing enough. Also, I had to keep changing the grass size here because it kept getting in the way of the camera because I always have it so low. At least, like, in this shot. This zoom here switches cameras. But you just can't tell. You probably could tell, actually, if you know how this stuff works. I'm not listening to this version. It's the rainbow version. I'm not listening to that one. I don't like it. I like the OG. Oh yeah, the grass changes size here as well, which you can actually see because I animate the size of it. But I do that because again the camera's so low, like it clips into the grass, so it just blocks everything. And I had a lot of trouble here because I had to... Oh yeah, the trees here move with the camera as well. I just animated this manually. Just with the, whatever these are parented to, they copy the rotation. But yeah, you can't really... It's not super obvious in the final one, I don't think, anyway. Everyone's going to go back and, like, just be like, I can see it now. But yeah, the grass doesn't grow here until you can actually see more of it and the camera's off the ground a bit. And I changed the camera angle here because originally the camera was lower. It was like here, I think. But then I couldn't get the grass to shrink without it looking weird because you could still see all of the other blades. So I just had to raise the camera up, which is slightly annoying because I prefer that angle, but is what it is. God, I'm getting thirsty, Jesus. It's a good thing I've actually got a bottle of water this time. Right, we get to... I think this is actually one of my favorite shots of the whole thing. I think I did really good job with this. This is why I, like, if I'm ever, like, promoting this video, this is the one I always go for because it's one of my favorites. So, it's basically the same setup as before. From the previous one with, like, Metal's laser. I did change the shader a little bit. You can't really see it in the EV view. But yeah, I did change the shader. For some reason, the old one wasn't working. I genuinely don't know why. I copy and pasted it. I don't know why it broke. But yeah, I changed the shader. I quite like it, actually. It looks a little more like... It looks like a stronger laser, which is what I want. And Yeah, that's literally just a cone with a shader. And then, yeah, the laser goes. Something that I wish I did, something I wanted to kind of do was, like, maybe try and leave, like, a trail of, like, charred grass, but I didn't know how to set that up. If I do this again, if I do something similar, like, I do want to add, like, a trail of, like, charred grass, or at least I probably could have done, like, particles. That would be easy enough. But yeah, it's just a cylinder that extends out. I think it's with the shape key. Oh yeah, yeah, it is the shape key. Someone did ask on the community post what like the speed trail was, and to answer that, it is literally a plane with a shader. That is all it is, and it just moves with Sonic. But yeah, it just follows behind him. That's all this is. Yeah, sorry, it's not like running super quickly. To be fair, if I hide the trees, it'll probably run a bit faster. It's about the same. I'll just add them back. But yeah, this is literally, it's not super complicated. I was thinking about doing this in post instead, but then I found I can literally just do this and just keep it slightly behind him. So it's like from this angle, like it would look weird because it's, you can see where it starts and ends. But from here, like it looks fine. And it does, you can kind of see the start of it sometimes. It's like, yeah, you can see it here and it like clips in front a little bit, but it's negligible. This bit is literally, it's the same set as the last bit, just at the end. And basically, this is really simple. Sonic runs up. It's literally a cylinder. It's a cylinder that follows a curve. That is all this is. And I think the shader is literally the same as the speed trail. Okay, for some reason it doesn't even load half the time. I could not tell you why. Holy peak music. Slugfest, my beloved. But yeah, this is literally just a thing and it just goes up the hill. Or up the mountain, rather. But yeah, you don't see it go all the way up. So, okay. All the textures is missing. That's very cool. Alright, there we go. What is missing? I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's probably the trees. Okay, yeah, that's the trees. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that. I don't know why like all the shaders are like buggered. Could not tell you. Anyway, go back to animation. So this whole bit, okay, this is the right way up. Everything else is just sideways. And the camera's just tilted just to kind of give that illusion. Or to give it that illusion. We love missing textures. Yeah, I literally, this is certainly a Blender moment. You move like one thing, because I had to move the whole project from one drive to another because the drive it was on corrupted. So I had to move it all. Because it's an SSD, it didn't corrupt, it just became really slow and it wouldn't let you save anything to it. So I think it died. But yeah, so I had to try and get everything off it before there was any damage done. So yeah, that's why all the textures are missing. Oh, at least some of them anyway. The rest of them are intact. This rock texture, if you didn't notice, is literally, it's not from Frontiers, but it's the same thing it's the same file that they used. It's a free online texture. Right, I'll move this forward because I had to re-render that first, but I didn't actually. I don't know how obvious it is, but when I added the swear in here, I didn't reanimate his mouth because it's kind of hidden anyway. Because he swears like here, but you can't see the mouth movement, so I thought I'll be fine. I needed to be quick with it. Like I didn't want to waste any time on it. The rest of it like a bit further ahead because this is supposed to be further ahead than Sonic is, but it's actually right next to him. You just can't tell. And for Neo going down, because this texture is animated to always move. Yeah, this texture is animated to move and it's just stretched. Just to kind of give that speed. But yeah, I just span it around just for him to go back. So we go further here. Green Mario is back. Huge. But yeah, all of this is literally, it's all right next to each other. And yeah, the camera just zooms in here. Again, Neo stays where he is. I didn't actually. Did I set... Oh no, I did rotate that back. Okay, I thought I didn't. I was worried then. I was like, what? Yeah, this is still right next to Sonic. Yeah, and then for it, he just warps. He just warps back over there. There you go. Less slow-mo, which I set up as a different shader? Yeah. So, in the shader, so it's... I forgot which one it is. One of these. It'll probably be this one, actually, because it's got the high value. So this is the faster moving texture that moves. It just perpetually moves across the axis. I forgot what axis it's on. It moves down. And then this one is the slower moving one. It does the same thing, but it's not as stretched. Because the scale... the scale on this fast one is 25 on the Y, so it's stretched all the way across. And then here it's just stretched by 4, so it's a lot condensed. It's not as speedy, because a slow stretched thing would look really weird. And yeah, it just, when I need the slow-mo, it just mixes, the mix shader just switches. But yeah, that's all it is. Nothing huge. Something that I completely forgot to fix was Sonic's lack of eyelids. They were animated. I don't know why they stopped. But it's fine, I suppose. No one cared, so... I probably should have held on this a little bit longer so you can actually see... Like, he's going to grab the cape? I don't know. I think it's visible enough. As someone who's never used Blender for more than 20 minutes, this thing looks like Morse code to me. It's not... If you break it down into chunks, it's not super complicated. It's just a lot of pieces. The cape grab here, it clips through his hand quite blatantly, but I couldn't really think of any other way to do it, because the cape is only rigged with like 5 bones. Yeah. I think, did I animate this bit live? I don't know if I might have done. I don't remember. But yeah, he just, when he hits against the ground, he just kind of curls up into a smaller thing, just it's easier for him to roll. Sonic Speed Trail comes back. Nothing's actually moving, by the way, for this bit. It's literally just the texture moving. Yo, the Wax 70, welcome. I was not expecting you to drop by. Hello. But yeah, this bit, like, yeah, nothing here is moving. It's literally just the shader. Or the texture, rather. And we can move on to the next bit. Okay, all the shaders are gone again. Very cool. I don't even know where I'm at. Okay, there. Yeah, everything is gone. Okay. Let me fix this. Right, if I just put it on that, please. Okay, none of these gonna work. That's annoying. Okay, we'll just pretend because I don't want to spend ages trying to restore files just to show what it is. You can tell that this is all trees and stuff, right? Right, let me go back to where this scene starts. Here. So this this trail is literally the same thing that I used before on the last one. I set the spline up really weird because it's miles off, but it gets the job done. But yeah, it's literally just copy and pasted from the last bit, just changed the bit just so it's not exactly the same. Sonic comes in there. What is there to explain here? What is moving here? Oh, I know what that is. I didn't keyframe that properly. That's annoying. You can't see it, can you? It's just trees going into position. Pretend you didn't see that. I am very professional and I set it up beforehand. Right. This looks a bit weird and it's literally because I've merged it with a different texture just so everything's like samey. I don't want to be using the same like rock texture the whole time. Oh, sorry, Andrew, I didn't see a chat. Some of my projects are doing animate and getting corrupted, and I have to reanimate everything. I had that a few years ago with, like... I had that loads of times, actually. It's not happened recently, but I think it's to do with... Well, at least for me, it was to do with, like, loading it onto... I think it was... The drive that I was using was a bit faulty anyway. And I was switching between using a Windows and a Mac, because I was using the college computers then to animate some stuff. So yeah, they use Macs. So yeah, that's why. I think that's probably partially why some of my old files broke. But yeah, some of the files I had on that drive that corrupted with this on did also break, but I had like some backup, so it's fine. I've got clever and I've decided to just back everything up. What is there to explain here? Alright, I think it was Millie. She's not here anymore. But she asked in the community post how Neo was like tracking Sonic, or like how this bit was set up. I assume she meant this bit anyway. I'll hide the trees. Well, can I add the trees back? They must work, surely. It's one of these. Alright, I think it just needs like a refresh of some of these. Because it's working fine with the same thing that it was on before. So this bit in post I added like a pixel filter and a tint to, just to make it look more Le Robot. And you probably guessed it, it is another spline. Yeah, it's literally the same thing as before. It probably won't. Will it? Okay, no, it will render this time. Oh, and it's just vanished. Okay, but yeah, it's just the same cylinder. And yeah, it just follows the spline. Danny's using my government name. It's oddly ominous. Hello 179. Right, here is the bit that many people disliked for whatever reason. Probably because I'm biased because I have to animate it. But a lot of people, there's more people than I thought there would be saying that he shouldn't have removed his cape. Agent 179. It's my alter ego. But yeah, he loses the cape. There's a lot more people I thought there would be that had a problem with this. However, for my benefit, it meant I had to not animate the cape anymore. So yeah, that's half of the reason I got rid of it. Other half is because weirdly, I seem to be the only person that likes his design without the cape. So I don't know. Aura and hype moments cape, yeah. The cape that makes it instant 1 out of 10. Well, not 1 out of 10. No, it is 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 would be the worst. And yeah, that's that part. Yo, how's it going, Gonzalo? You're back with water. Very cool. Alright, we get to the next bit. We're already like a decent way through. So this like foresty bit is a really easy setup. The leaves over the top, if they would like to load. There we go. These are just like a random leaf texture I found with some different like color variants and other noise textures and stuff on top, just to make it look a little bit more natural, I suppose. But yeah, I overlaid a couple of them just to kind of give like the light breaking through, and then I just used cones to kind of do that as well to give like proper light, because not enough comes through that naturally. So and yeah, this is a fairly simple setup. It's just the trail coming in, it follows. Where is the trail actually? Why can't I see it? That's probably because the texture's bugged as always. But yeah, it's literally again, it's on a spline, but it doesn't follow exactly how I'd like, so there is this shape key here just to kind of, I don't actually know, did I use that shape key? Maybe I didn't. I thought I did use the shape key. But yeah, the thing didn't follow exactly how I wanted, so I did move it a little bit, because for some reason its origin's over here. I couldn't tell you why. It's probably because of how the paths work and how like the world origin works with it. But yeah, it just follows him, and then yeah, that's it. The I reused this bit for the like the post ending scene, I guess you want to call it that, with the future sign. But yeah, these trees are procedural textures. Followed a tutorial for this. It's not too complicated. But yeah, it looks nice for what it is. I did make some changes to it in the next shot though, because it looked a bit awkward originally. Because oh, look at that, the missing texture strikes yet again. But yeah, this next bit is very simple. I think this was probably one of the last bits I actually finished up. Just because it was kind of easy to do. But yeah, it's literally, if I go out. Yeah, you can tell it here, like, it's just a load of same bits just copied over. If I hide that, if I hide the fog. Yeah. Just see, it's just a load of the same bits and they just move. They just move towards Sonic, he stays in place. And yeah, he just kind of moves up and down with the grass. And I did, yeah, Neo is parented there behind the tree. Then when he peeps out. And I did put a light somewhere. Yeah, I think it's right there. Yeah, just to kind of show his, like, jets going before he actually moves. In fact, I don't actually think his jets appear. Yeah, I think it's just that. But yeah, the reason the texture's broken on here is I added the grass on at the bottom because the way the grass blades appeared here, it didn't look super great because it didn't merge the tree trunk with the floor very well, and it just looked like an asset just poking out of it. So I wanted to add some kind of merging to it, and it looks alright. I probably could have done a better job, but it was kind of rushed at the last second. But it looked okay. So now we move on to, where is it? 10. Le Hole. So the hole is kind of an easy setup. If I disable the fog, it's going to get in my way. So yeah, it's literally just this. This is what it looks like from the outside. It's just, that's what you'd expect, really. um, yeah, Sonic just kind of falls through the top. I'll turn the motion blur off because it's causing problems again. I get in. So yeah, this is everything that's here. It's not super complex. And the beanbag is completely custom. It's made from, I think it was a circle, or a sphere rather. And then it was just some mess around with the, what was it? It was one of these forces. There was the cloth, it was the cloth physics, that's what it was. Yeah, I messed around with the cloth to kind of get it to collapse in on itself like that. And yeah, Sonic just bounces on it, just squishes. The beanbag looks good. It's not. It's actually quite. It's easy for what it is, and the shader itself is fairly simple. I just followed another. Oh no, I didn't. I was gonna follow a tutorial, and then I switched it out for just like a cloth texture. Did one for a project, took nearly a month. Yeah, it's literally. I think there's tutorials on YouTube that tell you how to do this because there's people that do like tutorials for like making pillows, and it's like the same thing. Like this, I forgot what the setting is with the cloth, but yeah, you have to do some tinkering with that to get it like to collapse in on itself or like inflate. The signs you probably guess from Radical Highway Assets. The tire is just a random tire I found online. The rope, if I can get over there. Okay, just don't then. Please. Please. Yeah, the rope I kind of reused from my uni work actually. Because I already had the Bendy Bones rig set up because I needed a rig like this for my university project. And I just took that with the cylinder it was attached to and just made it into a rope and it works. Yeah, the tire itself is just a random tire I found. Um, Imagine something like this happens in Sonic 4, mainly the Super Neo part. I don't think Super Neo is going to happen in the actual movie. Maybe 5, but I don't think 4. I think they're gonna set it up for Neo to be like the next main villain, maybe, if Jim Carrey doesn't come back, which I don't expect. So I'm getting very fussy very quickly. Um, right. Yeah, this area isn't super detailed, but also these random particles are actually like the dust that I added. So Hedgehog 87 Super Neo Strikes Back. No, watch this. Slop TV is gonna make an AI trailer of that. They'll steal my stuff yet again. But yeah, these particles literally just dust. Can I get to the particles here? If your Sonic vs. Metal Sonic animations were in the actual movies, do you think they would be changed anyway? If so, how? I'm taking a lot of creative liberties with this. Honestly, I don't think they'd be. I don't think the fight would progress the same way I've done it. It would look a hell of a lot better, like graphically, because obviously they're going to be utilizing many computers, many times more powerful than mine is. Um, they probably wouldn't be as. I wouldn't say complex, but do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that have said that like the way that I've animated these fights is like it's what they would want from the movies, but it's not what they actually do in the movies. That's what a lot of people have said, like in the comments. So, trick question: James is working on the movie. He's just been lying to us, saying it's a fan animation. I wish. I wish. No, I wouldn't be here talking about it if I was. Paramount would give me the money, and I would stay very quiet. This ain't even a Sega song. Why is it playing? Because it's Mario and Luigi, Dream Peak. Yeah, let's actually. Okay, I'm actually gonna carry on. So I used the squash and stretch that I added to the ball again. This is the speed trail. I think I literally. It's not even on a spline. I think I just actually just curved the mesh because it's just a plane. So I just added subdivisions and curved it. Look, as long as it ain't gonna be like Spider-Man Lotus or that Transformers Prime fan film, then it's peak. Weren't the people that made Spider-Man Lotus like racist anyway? How do you think an actual Neo Metal introduction would go? I honestly think Metal Sonic will always be powered by the Sonic. Yeah, he's powered by a quill, I'm pretty sure. He's not powered by the Emerald or anything. It's gonna be the quill, because well isn't the concept for movie 4 that with like the Eclipse Cannon explosion, Jim Carrey goes to the future basically? Because that was like the leaked storyboard from ages ago. Racist Spider-Man, racist Optimus Prime. Awesome sauce. Love to see it. God. So yeah, these piles are literally it's just a rubbish texture I found online. It's just a pile of trash with cones. There is a Robotnik sign. I don't know if I imagine everyone saw this, but it is there. And there's also a gun sign. I wanted to kind of not as an excuse, well, kind of as an excuse. I wanted to kind of keep this area like more barren, as to kind of, and I wanted to have the gun crate to kind of be like they have been here and just ransacked it, because obviously it was kind of empty already in the movies, so I kind of wanted to kind of add to that narrative, I suppose. But yeah, we'll move on. I'm gonna go. I'm tired. All right, see you, Danny. Must have. He said that thing. He said that thing. Oh, okay. Don't. Okay. I don't know why it's being strange. Why won't you scroll properly? Right. I just want to get behind the sign. So yeah, the emerald's not here yet. It's just a light, but it just reflects off of the metal bit. So we get to here. Down he comes. There he is. Sonic's walk cycle here is a bit jank, I'm not gonna lie. There's another bit that I kind of rushed. But it's whatever. It's out of focus. It's not too obvious. It's okay. No Chris in the background, sad. Thank you for calling me Chris. Okay, at least the Americans are learning. The Americans are learning what the real word is. Is there anything else to talk about here? Right, when Neo grabs the sign, it's a little bit questionable to start with because you can't really see it. It's just kind of attached to his hand. But in fact, I don't actually think he's holding it. Yeah, he's not really. His fingers are only just touching it, but it's fine. The emerald as well, something I just remembered. The emerald actually has a light inside it just to give it that glow, because you can do that, because you can't actually add emissions to glass shaders, but yeah, you can put a light in it that does the same thing. Apparently Sega doesn't even have the rights to that game. Yeah, no, they don't. They don't, for whatever reason. I don't know. Because they had to get rid of... No, because it was in the Generations re-release. They replaced Right There, Right On with Westopolis for some reason. Yeah, RIP Water Palace, it's over. I don't even know how they lose the rights to that. Like, I thought Hideki just gave it to them because it was their game. Why can't they just license the music properly? Because first, we can't ever get a good re-release of Sonic 3. They've been reusing Crush 40 songs without correct permission. And now that. Also, they don't even own the rights to the Green Hill music. They genuinely don't own the rights to, like, OG Green Hill. Because it's, was it Dreams Come True or just, like, their singer or something? What, Dreams Come True or someone from that group, they own the rights to that, I'm pretty sure. Or it's someone else, anyway. But that's why, like, they never reuse, like, the OG Green Hill music unless they absolutely have to. Because it's like, they make an exception for Mania and Generations, but, like, no, you get cursed with Faded Hills. Right. So Sonic actually doesn't leave. He technically does get crushed by the sign, but he doesn't. There's a light. Is it this light? Yeah. So because it's like hidden off screen, yeah, this light just moves to kind of indicate he's escaped it, and then it just comes around the other side to light up here before he stops. Now he's got an ad for a realistic robot. What? I've not seen that ad. What? I have not seen that ad. I'm gonna assume that I'm lucky for that. I'm not gonna complain because it's benefiting me. Right, moving on. Don't ask about his foot placement. It's you can't see it. It's fine. Targeted ads, everyone. Great job, YouTube. No, it's not. You know what? Consider this, right? At least it's not like the hentai ones that they normally plaster in everywhere. Before they start banning everyone else for doing the same thing, but they'll advertise it. It's perfectly fine. Actually, people get banned for less, but then they'll advertise stuff like that. But yeah, the super transformation bit's very simple. I've not seen it in appropriate anime advert. Yeah, you are lucky. I've seen ones with like Lois Griffin. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but it's bad. Like, it's not even anime. Like, it's just random. Nah, like what? Yo, welcome, Pedro. You come at a time where we're talking about this stuff. But anyway, the super transformation is fairly simple. I hate that I know what you mean. Okay, so it's not just me. Huge. Yeah, this the super transformation is very simple. It's a load of yellow particles going up, and yeah, it's just a couple cylinders. Cylinder with a like a fiery texture on, and then there's this one which is I think it's just the speed lines, and I just recolored them and changed the gradient a bit. Yo, what's up, GFM? You say huge like it's a good thing. I really wish it didn't. No, it's they need to sort it because it's really bad. Because genuinely, they ban people for doing less than that. But it's perfectly fine for advertisers to do it. So I can't go sleep with the mushroom will grow. But actually, in the movie, he can. Wasn't it? Doesn't it technically split into the emeralds? But that's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about here. I don't think. Yeah, Neo just kind of flies towards it, and then we go to here. Okay, the textures are actually not missing this time. Huge. Perfectly fine if you're throwing the money, then you can show the public virtually anything. Yeah. Well, the only time they actually respond to anything is if they're going to lose money from it. That's why they only like reinstate people that get banned unfairly on Twitter. Yeah, this bit's really simple. It's literally not even that long. It's only a few seconds. Um, right, that shader doesn't show properly there. Yes, it's just this like kind of energy orb. These trees are again 2D, and they just kind of wave towards, and then it's just bits of rock. These are all particles, and yeah, there's just like a few lights just to help. Yeah, just to help like give the reflection. James, what's your favorite Minecraft mod? Um, I don't really have, I don't really play Minecraft like with mods. I don't know. The mods that I play with are generally like vanilla enhancers. Like I don't play with anything that's like too crazy. So my choice will be boring. To say it's mine totally. Yeah, no. To be fair, Figure Eight is probably one of the best mods I've ever seen. So check his mod out. But this bit's simple. It's just that, and then there's a plane which is literally the speed trail shader again. move to a bit like scene 12. I call it scene 12. It's not scene, but you know, I'm separating into sections for the sake of making it easier. We have Mario 64 jump kicking and the mods does its peak. Yeah. Well, you say that as if adding Luigi Poker didn't already make it peak. Um, right, this is where it starts, isn't it? I think it's here. There we go. Yeah, this bit's fairly simple as well. Also, yeah, the models are literally the same. I just recolored the textures and added some different effects on just to give them like the super glows. Uh, the aura is literally, oh my god, I have moment in aura. Um, it's just a sphere that's. I used a subdivision and a shrink wrap. Well, I think some of them are subdivided, other ones aren't. It depends on the scene, honestly, but it just shrink wraps around whoever it's parented to. So for this, it's parented around metal. So if I move it, like it tries to attach itself to him. So it makes it easier than having to like rig it around him or do it manually. And also kind of it's the least hassle and it's transparent, so it's fine if it clips. What's your favorite animation software? Blender, Autodesk Maya, or Prisma 3D? I've not used Prisma, so I can't say anything on that. So it's between Blender and Maya, and I'm gonna go with Blender easily because Maya crashes all the time. They make us use it at university, and it sucks. Like I get it's the industry standard. I get I'm gonna have to just use it at some point. But at least currently Blender is more stable. Because I was modeling. I was making a low poly model for one of my uni projects before Christmas. And yeah, I was just modeling it. It's low poly, like there's not a whole lot to it, and it just crashed for no reason, and I lost it. So I was like, okay, I'm not. I just gave up. I'm gonna do it in Blender because it just doesn't like it, and I can't even use it now because my login doesn't work properly. So I'm gonna have to get that sorted. Yeah, I could go on for ages about Maya. I don't like it that much. I also don't like how everything's in like it's menus on top of menus. And meanwhile in Blender it's just like two button presses and I've done something. Is there anything to talk about here really? It's just kind of Neo talking. Not a whole lot. I added an impact frame here. I did lots of impact frames actually. I went into university and just used the drawing tablets. This happens actually. Yeah, his whole body gets like stretched. His head gets squished down, but it's like far away, so it's fine. But yeah, you can see like the aura like warping around Neo. But yeah, because it's like a cloudy, fiery type thing. Like it looks fine. If it was anything else, it would look really awkward. But it works for what I want it to do. I used wind here because Sonic's not actually animated. I just used the wind just to keep his particles moving. Particles aren't visible here because I had to re-render loads and they're all kind of broken. So the particles aren't visible. And yeah, I just kind of added the aura back. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do like with the auras, I wanted to kind of use them for like who's kind of in power at any given moment. Which is why like it switches between who has an aura. I've said that word so many times. 3D triple metal race then. I was gonna do it, and then I just kind of forgot. I was gonna do it. I have the project file. I could carry on with it. but I'll literally see. I kind of just abandoned a lot of stuff that I was halfway through working on, because after the first movie vs metal popped off, I'm like, okay, I'll just do that. So a lot of stuff's just kind of been left unfinished. That's why there's also the Cybersonic one that's just unfinished. It's like halfway done. I do want to finish that though. I put a lot of time into that. James, you should live stream your storyboarding sometime. I don't storyboard my animations as such. I probably should. I just kind of write things down like on my phone in my notes, or I like write. I'll use like an actual like post-it note sometimes just to like kind of draw tiny things. But yeah, I kind of just write things down with like specific angles that I might use, and then just kind of wing it from there. Because I work better when I'm actually looking at it in 3D as opposed to like on paper. Is the remaster of that series still being worked on? I'll be honest, I've not touched it in a while because I've just had like this and lots of other stuff going on. But I do want to get back on that. I'm just gonna get bullied as soon as that releases, though. You know, I'm gonna get. You know, people are gonna go like anything but. What about 4D triple metal race? God, that I remember like the original like 4th triple metal race, and like I finished it and then it just crashed. Well, it didn't crash; it corrupted, so I couldn't even do anything with it. And from that point, I just started saving a million different projects. Right, we'll move forward. Neo's not really animated here, actually. It's just the camera shake, and I added speed lines in post for like all of this bit because it looked a bit weird without. Is there anything to talk about here? I mean, Neo just kind of snaps, but it's fine. When you saw the Minecraft movie, did everyone scream chicken jockey? I didn't go to the cinema to watch it. I didn't want to pay money for that because it's just not good. Triple Metal Race 8D ultra wide 4K. I should just start uploading 4K animations and just kill my computer. It already dies enough when I'm rendering. I was just rendering 4K and just demolish it. We love Adobe products. I finally found a fix to all of Adobe's stupid bugs, crashes, don't use the software. Yeah, that's basically the size of it. Well, they've stopped updating Animate now anyway, haven't they? Because everyone just uses After Effects for like 2D stuff now. And I think the only people using Animate still are just like sprite animators and just some old heads that don't want to move to like another software. Because I think you can still get like macro, like when it was like Macromedia, you can still get that version for free without pirating. So I think a lot of people still just use that anyway. Once again, Sonic's not moving. This is literally the speedline texture, or not the speedline, just the trail. And then yeah, Sonic just spawns in the next shot. Yeah, there was an impact frame here that kind of covers that switch as well. Funny thing is that all the people using Animate for the most part just use like modded CS6. I forget that you can like get mods and like plugins for at least like the older versions. I completely forget that there's like plugins and stuff. Is there anything here to talk about? I kind of mask the cutting here with Sonic filling the camera, because then it goes to this bit, which is all these different bits are different scenes, just labeled Pummel 1, Pummel 2, Pummel End. But yeah, it's a lot of people noticed it's a reference to movie 3. James, you ever gonna finish Sonic Revolt? Probably not. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It's like, because I made those as like projects for my college work. there's a lot of things that kind of go on with that. There's a lot of people that I can't really get in contact with anymore that like did some work. There's a few people at least that I can't get in contact anymore that did like some voice work. Um, so it's a bit eh. And also it's just really like it's just a big thing, and I don't want to dedicate my whole channel to just like one series like that. That's gonna take because it will take like ages between releases. So it's yeah. If I did go back to it, I'd want to just remake it from the start, like in if I was gonna go back to it, I'd just remake it in 3D. Honestly, because I don't 3D's kind of my thing now. It's like I want to do this more than sprite. Pummel like hit in the game mod Pizza Tower, no promises. The Pizza Tower brain rot has consumed you. I asked about the speed particles. What, like the trail? I did go over it earlier. I can go over it again though, if you're here now and you want to see it. Because I assume you mean like the trail that just follows behind Sonic. But I'll quickly go over this. So this is a really simple setup. I'll turn the motion blur off. Actually, I've got something else to show. I have this version of it, which is all of the animation for this section, but without being split into different bits. It's also like an early version, because originally Neo was going to slam Sonic down, but I decided to not do that and have him uppercut instead. Yeah, the trail. Okay, I'll go back to that in a sec. But yeah, this is literally just all of the animation in one go before I separated it, and then I just kind of fixed it up and tweaked it in its individual parts. I'll go back to the trail. If I go this one, go back here. So the trail is... This is the trail, basically. This is what it is. So it's just... yeah, it's a 2D plane, and it just follows Sonic, basically. So I used for this, I used shape keys to kind of warp it upwards with his jump arc. And yeah, that's basically it. And then in any other bit where I needed to like follow a curve, I used a spline and just parented to it, and it just follows it. Because I used it on the drift bit. So yeah, on this drift bit, it hides itself there, but it's here. And yeah, it's just... The spline just kind of vaguely follows where Sonic goes, and yeah, the trail just follows behind him like that. So yeah, that's how the trail works. We'll go back to... Alright, so we'll go to Pummel 2, because we kind of already did Pummel 1. Peace brain rot has consumed me because I have to playtest that mod every day. Send help. I have 62 hours and it's not done. It might be over. It might be cooked. You're gonna be up. Your sleep's gonna get destroyed. If this is what you're doing like over the summer, it's over. When you make Minecraft animations, do you use Blender or Minimator? I've only made like 3 Minecraft animations. I've posted here anyway, but I use Blender. It's just easier. I've used Minimator in the past, but it was like the old version. I think the newer version is like closer to Blender. I've not used it, but I've seen it, and it looks a lot more what's the word? I can't think of the word. It looks a lot more like, I don't know, just like an actual like proper software, I guess, than something unofficial. But yeah, I used it years ago. But yeah, this section is again very simple. This water texture as well, I am reusing for the Was it the robotic animation that I'm doing? I'll probably post another thing for that for everyone else later, but yeah, I'm reusing this. My sleep is already destroyed, man. I'm an insomniac college student. The sun is rising. No, that's been me though. Like my sleep has been destroyed since because I was up really late finishing bits off for my projects because it was killing me, and it was taking what? Because I had to render like for my uni project, I had to render stuff in 4K, and it was just taking ages. So then I had to, yeah, I was rushing a bit at the last second, making sure everything was done, and yeah, the sun was up multiple times. I didn't sleep for like 2 nights. It was ridiculous. But yeah, this setup's really simple. It's just water that moves, and these rocks are parented to it, and they're just there. That's all it is. I feel like weirdly it looks a bit like Sea of Thieves, or like at least how the water looks. But yeah, the water shader is what's the word? Procedural. It's really simple. It's literally just this. And yeah, it's just set to automatically like ripple and animate. Because yeah, if I move the scale, you can see that. But yeah, it's set to just move on its own. We go back. We'll go to the next part. So yeah, this bit is literally all the buildings. If I get rid of like the fog and whatever else that would be clogging this. Oh my god, as I'm about to say it, the music comes in. This is Radical Highway stuff again. But yeah, it's just Radical Highway buildings and whatever. There's a few. These bits are Sunset Heights, but every other building is Radical Highway, and it's just particles. It's just hair particles, all as buildings. But it looks quite nice, to be fair. Up close, it looks a bit poor, but you're not seeing it from there, so it's fine. And they are huge compared to it, but you can't tell. Um, so we move into the next bit, which just carries directly on from there. So it's what? From here. I just saved it by accident. Oops. It's okay, it's the backup version, it's fine. Also, actually, for that punch, Nero's arm does dislocate again, just so you can actually see it because his head's massive. But yeah, it's fine. So yeah, we'll move on to here. I kind of wish I cleaned this animation up a little bit, or at least added some more like of Sonic like going down, because he just kind of goes down. Um, and yeah, he just kind of stays there, and I probably should have had him like kind of rotate forward a little bit, but it's fine. Um, for this shot, I've moved Neo's hand back into place, or his arm, so you don't see it dislocated. Uh, Again, the laser setup is pretty much the same as before. It's just an orb in his core and then a cone with this texture on it. Um, this is all the same laser, it just kind of fades in and out and moves. So it's like, can I show it here? Will it work? Also, these buildings weren't always in the background. I just added them because it looked a little bit more interesting in certain shots. Because I do move them to get them into the shot just to look a little bit nicer. Because it's better than just having like an empty sky. But yeah, these lasers, they just fade in and out and move. So yeah, it fades there, and then yeah, it just moves and then goes again. How are they yellow when rendered? Right. It is in the shader. Uh, That's the fur. Right. So I did some messing around with the shaders. These nodes don't do anything. These aren't connected to anything. But it's connected here. So I made this emission map just out of the blue because his main texture, where is it? So Sonic's texture is made of this. It's this basically. So it's this blue and skin colored and gum colored stuff for. It's basically his whole body. I separated the blue into this, and then from this I made it into a emission map. And then I set the emission on this. So I set the color to be yellow, and then I used this to kind of connect it back. So this doesn't have like the fur textural stuff on it. It's just pure white. So I use this to connect it back, so it gets like the texture, like the furry texture back, without bringing the blue. And then I connected that to the emission, and then I connected it all back up here as well. So it's yellow anyway, and then it glows. So if I disconnect the emission, so yeah, it's yellow anyway, and then the emission map only emits from the bits I want it to be yellow. So his normal color is still here, so it keeps this like skin color here for his mouth and whatever. But yeah, everything else is it's more or less procedural. Like I just used this and connected it up. So it's basically carried by this emission map. So this basically means anything that's white glows, anything that's black doesn't. And yeah, just connected it back. If that makes any sense anyway. I know I'm like bad at explaining certain things like that, but... And yeah, in the actual fur... Well, not the fur, the quills, I guess. If it wants to load the texture. So yeah, the quills are this, and I just connected it up. So it's... So these are set to glow anyway, but then I use the noise just to kind of distribute that glow. So it's not all across him, it's only in certain bits. But yeah, that's why. So then when it's back here, oh, that's really cursed. This is the annoying thing. You set it to like show things as texture, and then you change what the texture is, and it just doesn't know what to do. Right. There we go. Just we don't have to look at his mouth. But yeah, he just the lasers just appear, disappear, dodges the lasers. The aura comes back. Makes a little sense because I'm not a professional animator like you. I'm not a professional. I feel like most professionals would look at what I did and go, "What the hell?" But yeah, no, it just basically it just distributes where he glows across him, so only certain bits of him will glow yellow, and the bits that are skin colored won't. Yeah, that's basically the easiest way I can put it. Yeah, he stretches. This is very epic, and he doesn't even hit Neo. He just kind of goes through him. It just hits him out of the way. It's not even... They don't even like get hit in the same trajectory. But yeah. Then we'll go to this one, which I just named Near End. This is really simple. I did reference the bit from Sonic 3 where he says the same thing. And it's literally... I did use like the same camera. Well, not the same camera like layout, but something similar based on it. Mainly just because it looked good, and it's like I couldn't really think of any better way of doing this. They already kind of perfected it, so I might as well just do what they did. But it serves as like a nice callback, I suppose. This is just speed lines. I think I yoinked these from the prelude. Yeah, I must have. But yeah, these are just speed lines. They just animate. It's just on a cylinder. Here there's another impact frame in the final one that masks like the switch. So we want it here. 4745. Looks like Shadow in that camera shot. Yeah, that was like the I suppose as well like Sonic looks a bit like Shadow as well because that's what like the model's based on. But yeah, the actual shot itself was like referenced from the Shadow fight in the movie. So yeah, here there's not a whole lot. Sonic is there, but he doesn't really do much. If I go up to Sonic, he's just in a punch pose, but you really can't. He's not animated at all, but you can't see him that much, so it's fine. Yeah, this shot's really not too complicated. Imagine if Pit Productions entered this stream, be questioning about MM2 episodes 2. I know he's working on it. I'm in the server. I don't look too often, admittedly. But I know it's getting worked on. I know it exists. I think he posted a preview not too long ago on YouTube. I don't know if it was unlisted or not. Did you make Sonic talking or is it automatic? It's I did it manually. I can't really do it automatically. I just have a few like preset poses for his mouth that I used. But more or less I just did it manually. But I had the voice line in Blender, so I just used that and just went from there. Right, I'll go back here. So there is like grass here, but I've hidden it because it kills Blender. Neo's destroyed eye. I thought this was quite cool. And it was quite an easy setup. If I move this back. So yeah, I just overlaid like a glass crack texture. And I connected the what did I connect? Where is it? Yeah, there's the noise. I don't know what I used the brick texture for. I think it was just to kind of like separate it out. I genuinely forgot. But yeah, it just takes his emission for his eye and just randomizes where it is. So it looks glitchy. But I think I added the brick textures to kind of give it like a more like so it wasn't as rounded, so it looked a little bit more square and like digital. It doesn't really succeed, but yeah. But yeah, I just overlaid like a glass crack texture on it as well, and yeah, that's basically it. Sonic isn't really animated here either. He just kind of moves because he's so quick. It gets lost in the motion blur. But it's fine. Like his eyes are like down, but they don't really need to be there, but you can't really see it. So we'll go to 19. So this bit is very simple again. It's just I kept the skybox just for the sake of like keeping the lighting consistent. But this is just an animated plane. Um, yeah, this is all it is. I wanted to kind of keep similar colors to the actual skybox, but it end up being a little bit more blue. Yeah, it's just noise textures and stuff. Voronoi textures to add a little bit extra detail to it. And it's just plugged into an emission. I added this orange bit at the bottom just to kind of mirror like the dusk here, I guess. I don't know whatever I forgot what the word is, but yeah, it's just a mix of noise textures. I love noise textures. I'll turn the motion blur off 'cause it's annoying. But yeah, this bit's really simple. It's just Sonic hitting Neo, and yeah, that's it. Nothing major. Most of it's just the ball, which again I just squash and stretch with the bone. And yeah, that's it basically. So we'll go to the final bit. The particles here are completely busted, by the way. Uh, there. Yeah, the particles here completely broke. I could not tell you why. I genuinely do not have an idea why they broke. So yeah, they're not here. Noise texture like the noise from Hit Pizza Town. No, because whenever I type in noise to get the noise texture, like I just get flashbanged with him. Like it's just in my head. It's just the picture of him every time. Right. This bit's not super complicated again. The grass just warps back in. I suppose actually I could talk about a little bit at the end. Yeah, this setup is fairly simple again. I used, because Sonic clips through Neo here. But yeah, I used Impact Frame to hide it mostly, and the rest of it gets lost in the motion blur. Oh yeah, there's the particles right there. The particles just completely broke. Yeah, I don't know why. They just launch. These aren't the frames I rendered. I had to re-render this bit for whatever reason. I think Neo was just placed a bit funny. But yeah, I re-rendered it, I re-added the particles, and they just launched everywhere. I don't know why. I think the project might be too big, and it just got confused. I don't know. I don't know. I probably have like a random wind somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. The crater is like the one at the start. It's the same meshes actually that I used. Same like halves. And yeah, the particles as well. I did take this, I think this is from a cloud texture from part 1, and I just kind of recolored it. Yeah, just to kind of look like dust from the crater. Hints about the next animation. I mean, I kind of spoiled it earlier. Well, at least for like this kind of sub-series, I suppose, because I'm doing Shadow next. It's going to be Shadow against some androids. That's what I'm doing for like the next one, and then for the probably final part. I say probably. Depends if it does well. Let's see if I can do another one. But for like the final part, because I want to kind of lead Shadow into where Sonic ends up, so I can have them together for like a final fight against Metal. That's kind of my general plan anyway. Yeah, I want to set like the androids up first. Must depart now. Always remember to thank the bus driver. All right, see you, Green Mario. James, I saw that you used to do stop motion. Yes, years ago. It was very old. I keep getting like every now and then someone will comment on one of those old stop motion. Like, how have you found this? Is there anything here to talk about really? Because I don't think there is much. I don't know. I just keyframe the emissions on his eyes. That's more or less it. It looks weird here, like his eye goes completely red in this view, but then if I put it in shaded, like it's fine. But yeah, that's basically it. The grass just completely despawns because it saves on memory when rendering. Aside from that, that's basically it. I can do I'll do the ending, well the post-ending scene, I guess. Where does it start? Yeah, we'll just go from there. So, yeah, I reused this like foresty area from earlier, but I just used it from a different angle so it looks different. This time warp plate is completely custom. Probably tell because it sucks. It's not too bad. I'll turn the motion blur because it's annoying me again when it wants to load. Yeah. So, yeah, the time warp plate is completely custom. I made it just in my own time anyway, and I thought, like, I might as well include it. Yo, what's up? You're joining right at the end. Well, just as we're near the end anyway. Sonic vs. Metal Sonic stop motion was so epic, I wasn't expecting Knuckles to punch Sonic. It's so old! No, don't watch it. It sucks. God, I hate looking at those. I hate those old animations. You people are lucky I've kept them up. There's lots of other stuff that is just isn't there. There's lots of other stuff I got rid of. I'm in school. That's I forget school's a thing. I've not been in school in years. I forget that it exists. How have you been? I've been good. It's been a very long stream. All I know is college and suffering. It's real though. Missed like half of it. What, you missed like half of school? Or what do you mean? Do you mean like the school or the stream? No, the stream. Yeah, we're basically done, more or less. Like, I'm gonna go through this bit, there's another bit I want to go through, and then I might just leave it there. But I'm gonna keep the stream public, so it's still listed publicly, so people don't have to dig for it, so you can rewatch bits. Did miss half of school, though. That's real. Right, I'll go through this, actually. So, this bit's fairly simple. There's nothing super complicated here, it's just, it's just Sonic standing still, mostly. This walk is a little bit poor. Yeah, there's a lot of foot sliding here. And originally the camera was going to be lower. But even with like the grass, because the camera's going to be like here. But even with the grass, like you could still see the foot sliding, so... Yeah, I just moved the camera up, it's fine. The sign itself, it's not rigged or anything, it's just separate bits. I did add like these lights onto the front though, just so it emits a little bit more onto everything else. The amount of cameras killing me. I just prefer like adding all of these cameras instead of moving a few around. I think as well it duplicates a lot of cameras when I add on to certain timelines. So it says there's like 700 cameras when there's not. Oh my god, everyone is coming after me about the cameras. I just prefer doing it this way, I don't know. The speed trail comes back again. Again, it's still just a plane that follows behind Sonic. It's nothing crazy. When he passes the plate, so the screen flashes white around here in the edit, but I added some particles just to carry on, just to kind of, so it keeps the momentum. Just because I thought it looked cool. I guess whatever works, works. Yeah, it's whatever. It gets the job done. I prefer doing this than like having a few and then just moving them around. It's probably a little bit messy. I should probably stop. It's probably not the most professional way of doing it. Right, I'll do the time travel bit. Again, very, very easy. Very, very easy. Alright, I've re-rendered a few bits, so I'll move the timeline back. But yeah, it's really simple. It's just this, it's just a noise shader. So yeah, this is the main noise. So this is like the white bit. The green bit is this bit, which I just labeled as color change, and literally all that happens with this is as it goes through and turns red. I thought this kind of signified like Le Bad Future a little bit more. So yeah, just as it goes through, the color ramp just changes. And yeah, these extra bits are just these are the little like specs that I added just to add a little bit more detail. Why is Metal's eye on the side? Because I was looking at the shader before. I got kind of jump scared by it. I was looking at the texture before and just stayed there. But yeah, and then it just fades out there, and that's it. But little bonus thing, there was originally going to be more to after Sonic like runs past the sign. I didn't really get very far with it. But I wanted to, I set this up like I did with the last bit kind of, except I used a sphere instead. This didn't get very far, it's still, there's just random stuff everywhere. And yeah, all the cameras from the last bit are still here, ignore them. Because there was only going to be this one camera. And yeah, this bit was just going to move and Sonic would run, and then eventually he would time travel, but I couldn't get like these to work properly, so I just left it as it is and just warped him straight after. But yeah, that's what was gonna happen, but I didn't. Didn't know you can keyframe color? Yeah, you can. It's a little bit funny. Where is it? Yeah, it's it only lets you do like one at a time. So you have to click it, and then it tells you the position, and you can keyframe the position of each individual bit. Yeah, you can see it there. You can see the green stops. No, the red stops first, and the green keeps moving a little bit. You can keyframe them separately, and you can keyframe the color change on them as well. So if I wanted the, let's say I wanted the red to stay red and then turn purple, I can keyframe the color on there as well. So yeah. Other than that, is there anything anyone wanted me to talk about before I go? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Let's give it a little bit. Were there any secrets hidden? Not really. There wasn't anything super secret. There's, I think the only real secret there is the Robotnik sign in one of the trash piles. This is kind of the only real secret, but even then it's not really hidden, it's just there. But yeah, there's nothing really else. The blood wasn't really like a secret. I added that to stop YouTube tagging it as made for kids, and they did it anyway. So they forced my hand to add swears. I'm trying to think, is there actually anything that I did hide? Because I don't remember there being anything. I was planning on... Where is it? I was planning on adding like some kind of like billboard in the back or something as like a anti-piracy measure to stop people from re-uploading it and stealing it. But no one's even like stolen this bit yet, surprisingly. I'm probably gonna jinx it now, but it's only a matter of time until Slop TV run it through their AI, and yeah. I'm doing it for the next one, though. I'm doing it for the next one. I've got an idea for it. I'm taking a jab, because they've actually annoyed me. Is the Metal Sonic model made by you? No, it's by Nibrock. I think it's... This is a XPS version, but all the versions of it online are basically the same. Because I tagged on the video, I put the SFM version of the model, but this one's the XPS. And the Sonic model is... I forgot who made it, but it was for a mod for Shadow Generations. It just replaces the movie Shadow model. But yeah, I used that instead of like a high quality one because I can't find any like movie quality ones that are free, and I don't really have, because I think there's one that's just been released and it's like $90, and I don't really have that money on me to drop on a model. Is there anything else? I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I could shoot through quickly, but I think I've covered everything. Yeah, I can't think of anything that I've not gone through. Last call, is there anything that anyone wants me to talk through? It doesn't have to be related to the actual animation, it could be anything else. Like, I don't know, if like to do with like the editing or anything like that. No question. I know you said your BTS video did badly, but would you ever make another? I don't know. I spent like a week working on that video, and it dropped straight to like 8 out of 10. So I don't really know. It picks up a little bit after a while, but this is why I opted to do this as a stream instead, because it's not like a huge time investment. I feel like it's a little bit easier as well to kind of go through more complicated stuff on a stream, because on a video I can't go super in depth on like technical things, because it would take too long and people would leave. Not related to animation or you, but I've been trying to draw a hand this entire half of the stream and still not gotten it done. I'm in pain. No, I've been trying to draw hands for like some of my uni work, and it just doesn't. I just can't. You're not alone. That's fair. Yeah. Right, I think we're good. I'm gonna release, like, I'm releasing a short soon just to, like, There's like a little breakdown thing of this animation, or just like bits of it. But a stream from behind the scene is just better in stream format. Yeah, I think it is because it's, yeah, like I said before, it's easier to kind of go more technical, and it's not a huge time investment like it is with the video. Because the video I spent like a week working on, I did it all in like After Effects. So yeah. But yeah, I think I'll leave it there now, guys. I covered every single thing, I guess. Yeah, it's 2 hours, but it's all here. I'll probably go through and timestamp stuff at some point. But yeah, the stream will remain public for anyone that wants to go back, or anyone that wasn't able to catch it. But yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna go eat because I've not eaten yet and I'm really hungry. So thank you all if you stayed all the way through. Thank you to everyone that's here at the end. Okay, Streamlabs glitch. Yeah, I'll probably stream again more soon because it's summer for me now, so I've got all the time in the world. So yeah, I'll probably stream again soon. New videos will be coming soon. I'll be posting frequently on my community tab, so just stay tuned to that. Yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all later.